Everest, sitting pretty at the top, Mount Everest. Yeah, bossy, dripping sauce. Cast spells like I'm Severus. Puffing on the best asparagus. Take my sweet time, never in a rush. Cause I'm bossy, dripping sauce. Leo, rising, I am so inspiring.
Bayani ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Bayani ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader. Itaguyod ang kaayusan sa kalsada. Sasakay ka ng walang anumang pangamba. Karapatan ng mga tsuper ay isusulong. Mga programa na sa kanila'y makakatulong. Dahil kayo'y maituturing din na bayani. Maliit na kita, tuloy lang sa pagsisilbi. Maiangat ang ekonomiya sa ating lipunan. Tagapaghatid sa pag-unlad ng ating bayan. Tara na't umarangkada sa pag-unlad papunta. Sakay na at sumama sa BTS. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Bayani ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader. Pagrepaso at paggawa ng mga batas upang ang buhay natin ay umangat naman ng antas. Ang bayaning tsuper ay tayo ring mga Pilipino. Direksyon ng ating buhay, tayo ang nagmamaneho. Benepisyong nararapat ay hindi pagkakait. Solusyon ang tugon sa mga hinanaing. Sa ating biyahe ay walang ni isa ay maiiwan tungo sa maayos na kinabukasan ng ating bayan. Tara na't umarangkada sa pag-unlad papunta. Sakay na at sumama sa BTS. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Tayo'y babiyahe tungo sa kinabukasan. Malaya sa sakuna ang bawat daraanan. Ligtas na kalsada, malinaw na pag-asa. Sa BTS, ang partido ng mga bayaning tsuper. Bayani ng lansangan, ikaw ay iingatan. Ihahatid ka ng ligtas sa iyong paroroonan. Protektado ka sa mga magigiting na tsuper. Umulan umaraw, masasandalan parang pader.
Oh, is it me? Do I open the show today? I'm a guest today, everybody. Welcome to Voice of Peace. My name is Sam O. I'm a publicity ambassador for HWPL. With me are the actual hosts of the show. To my right, we have Miss Rica Feliciano, who is the communications head of HWPL. Miss Tina Ryan, of course, my fellow publicity ambassador. Hi, ladies!
Hello! Surprise! Surprise!
Wow. Yeah.
Since
Was
you
not
asked for the main spot,
You know,
ayan, you might as well open the show properly.
Thank you for indulging me. I do have a little angle issue, which is why I'm here. But it's nice to be back. Hi.
Yes, welcome back. And I'm so happy to see you again, especially also Miss Tina, since I heard you came from a trip. na pag-uusapan natin mamaya.
This
my
is going to be a powerful, this is going to be an
Yes.
important episode. And of course, Ms. Rica Feliciano is a communications head for HWPL. My name is Tina Ryan. I'm also publicity ambassador. It's because of Miss Sam O. I am here now doing this kind of work.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Ikaw humikayat sa akin na maging a member ng HWPL.
I do see God's hand in all this, of course. But yeah, here we are. And you're right, Miss Rica. We just got back. As in, literally, we landed yesterday morning. We were away. We were in South Korea because we went to not only attend, but cover the 110,000 graduation of Zion Christian Mission Center. This is already the 4th year that Zion Christian Mission Center, which is a theology center that is run by New Heaven, New Earth, is graduating over 100,000 people, which is absolutely amazing.
Now.
Yeah, congratulations to everyone.
Congratulations!
Ang hirap pala maging reporter, Miss Rica.
Can you share about your overall experience? You know, what's it like going back to your home country? And you've been there for
The Peace Convention.
Yeah.
I thought the Peace Convention was mind-blowing, but this graduation, I have no words for it, honestly. It just blew my mind to another level of fascination. Ang ganda niya, ang organized niya. But of course, we had a few challenges.
Yeah.
You know, along the way, diba, pag-uusapan din natin, Miss Sam. So, ano gusto niyo pag-usapan
Oh,
muna?
where do we begin? I mean, for me personally, going back to South Korea, of course, and it's the autumn pa kasi now. It's so beautiful. The weather is perfect. The leaves are turning color. It was just gorgeous. And then, of course, being there for this super meaningful event. And everything that Tina said is right, but we only witnessed like the scaled down version of the event. I was there last year when it was done in the Daegu Stadium.
Oh my gosh, and that was like 108 ba?
That was was that 108?
108,000 graduates.
Yeah, something like that. And so that would have been like the actual full-scale event. But this year, medyo may, there was an abrupt cancellation for the venue that we were going to use for this graduation. And so you can imagine just how much scrambling had to happen. The venue is called Injingak Peace Nuri Park in Gyeonggi Province. It is in Paju, which is up north. And we can kind of go through it step by step in that, Shincheonji Church of Jesus, which is of course known as New Heaven, New Earth, we had been working on reserving this venue since July. So, di ba ang tagal na? We have been meeting with the Gyeonggi Tourism Organization, which is the body that approves, the rental of these venues and these events and things like that. And talagang we went through all the legal processes that were needed to do something like this. So to have it canceled like the night before was
heartbreaking.
Oh my gosh, it was really difficult. But I gotta hand it to everyone, who organized the event, because even through that, they were able to put on an amazing graduation.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know how they did it. The people probably didn't sleep, Like Miss Sam said, larger scale yung na-attenda niya last year. Ito parang smaller scale, super organized, but parang naging pocket events everywhere, no? If you think about it.
Right. Yeah.
I believe we have pictures
Of the graduation.
Oh.
Yeah, let's look
Ayan, I
through
hope we
them a
can-
little bit.
we can-
Oh, look at that.
So since na-cancel yung sa Injingak Peace Park, we had to move the event to the Cheongju Church.
Gosh, 30,000 people.
Yes, we had 30,000 people flying in from 57 countries because, this graduation is not for
Just the
members
locals,
who are
yeah,
in
oo.
Korea. These are people from all over the world because Zion Christian Mission Center operates all over the world. So it's, different races, religious leaders even, pastors who are part of this graduation, people of different faiths as well, because and we're going to get to this in a little bit. One
Why
of the
important,
pillars
yes.
of HWPL's Peace Works is interfaith harmony. So we had guests also.
So Miss
who
Sam,
flew
correct me
in.
if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Sa church na yan, what's the name of the church?
Cheongju
Cheongju
Yes.
Church.
Yeah.
Doon ginather yung mga international students.
Yes.
Most,
Thankfully, I think the Cheongju Church was also the venue for some events for the pastors that were being organized because, after the graduation, there were a few other events that were planned for the other guests who were invited. So I think the venue was ready, just not on the day of the graduation because that was not part of the plan. But yeah, I mean, look at that. Everyone still managed to be super organized. You see there in the picture, that is Chairman Lee, of course, who leads New Heaven, New Earth, and the 12 tribe leaders because the church has 12 tribe leaders, and just the graduates, listening to the message of the chairman for that day.
So, going back to interfaith harmony, ayan, isa sa mga cornerstones yan of obviously Ms. Rica ng HWPL. Ano pa ba ang manakita nating efforts in Korea to promote this essential cause, Ms. Sam?
Like we mentioned earlier, this graduation, it wasn't just a one-day graduation. Part of it was, dialogues that we often do with HWPL, diba? We gather leaders of different religions. In fact, for this year, we had leaders joining us from other denominations of Christianity, Islam leaders, Hindu, who else? Buddhists as well. We had guests who were going to participate in dialogues. And in fact, yung graduation, it was co-organized by an association which is Buddhist, right? I believe the official name is Association for Buddhist National Unification for Korea. So with Shincheonji Church of Jesus, they were the ones who were organizing the said event. But yes, the dialoguing, interfaith dialogues, that's always been a part of HWPL's Peaceworks. And our Hindu personnel.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she spoke.
Miss Rica,
Miss Rica,
can you help us out? Is it
Prabhu.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu. He was
Prabhu
there.
Mahendra Das.
Yes, Prabhu Mahendra Das. He was there and he spoke of just what his experience has been like being part of these interfaith dialogues. And he spoke very positively of what we have been doing at HWPL. It was so heartwarming.
I love the fact how he emphasized on the whole Bible thing that he read it how many times?
Twice daw.
Oh, he read the Bible
whole
twice.
Bible. Nung bata
But
pa siya.
madami daw siyang questions and like New Heaven and New Earth were able to answer all the questions that he had in mind. It's just, the way he spoke about the theology course that our school, ang ganda talaga ng response. And we'd love to have him here, Ms. Rica. Help us out.
Yes.
I-guest natin siya next
We
week.
will schedule him talaga
Yeah.
for lalo na ngayon fresh from South Korea. So just to give a background to everyone, Prabhu Mahendra Das has been involved in our interfaith initiatives and also in our Religious Peace Academy. So we talked about the Religious Peace Academy a couple of times here in the program. And as you know, that we invite there lecturers from different faith backgrounds. So that includes Hinduist, may mga Hindu pa tayo na mga students. And then we have from Shincheonji Church, which is also one of the lecturers, and from Islam. Last time we invited from the Blue Mosque, so they're also lecturers, and also from the Catholic. So
Right.
we want to foster, a deeper discussion with them so that they can interact and immerse dun sa culture and dun sa beliefs ng ibang faith background. So it's a really nice initiative and we can, get rid of those misconceptions. They can ask all these questions that they have about the other religions openly. So that's what really makes it amazing.
Right, because and I think this is something I learned also once I started working with HWPL. A lot of the conflicts in the world, ironically, pala start because of like religious differences.
Yes. Oo.
Because we're all here practicing our faith life because we want to foster certain values, live life a certain way. And it's really sad that it's actually the cause of a lot of conflict din pala. So we're trying to resolve that. And I think really the only way is for us to try and understand each other and dialogue through the differences. So that is why interfaith harmony is such a big part of HWPL's Peaceworks.
Yes, I believe the conflicts really arise when, one person has this belief and another person has a belief. And then either one of them or both of them would try to impose their beliefs on each other na, ito yung tama, mali kayo, therefore you have to change.
Right.
Otherwise, you're gonna face this and that. So that's not really the way to, if you want to, make them understand about your beliefs, that's not really the way to do it.
Open dialogue.
You have to judge them, tapos sabihin mo na ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Of course, they're gonna retaliate kasi human nature yun.
Tsaka very personal kasi din, diba? Yung religion and faith.
Kasi everyone has a reason why they believe in what they believe in.
Yeah.
Diba? So, we have to really create a safe space, an environment for dialogue na this is what we believe in, ito yung meron kami, what do you have? And, parang lalapag mo lang sa table. Parang, sabi nga ng isang Muslim leader before when I attended yung dialogue po sa Cotabato City.
Yeah.
Na ang RPA para kang nagbebenta ng pagkain or products. Tapos, hahayaan mo silang pumili kung ano yung gusto nila. Gusto ba nila ng gulay? Gusto ba nila ng meat?
Hindi yung ipipilit mo.
Yes, hindi yung ipipilit mo na, hindi, kailangan mo to. Kainin mo to lahat. Hindi siya ganon. So,
And I love the fact how HWPL really builds bridges, and they really have people come along together and just have an open dialogue about their differences in religion.
Yeah. So, of course, HWPL is really inspired by the initiatives of Chairman Lee Man-hee kasi he himself is a peace advocate and an interfaith advocate. So, he's been doing all these works. Before pa siya na mag-establish ng peace organization, he's a religious leader na.
Right.
Diba? So, he's the chairman of the church na, yung New Heaven, New Earth,
Correct.
Shincheonji. So, he's been dealing with a lot of issues like this concerning, religious freedom and intolerance. And I've heard, kasi I saw the statement, the press release of the church. It's really heartbreaking,
Yes.
kasi nabasa ko na, yun nga, July pa, naka-reserve na siya, and then days before the event, they asked the government a few times, ano ba, tuloy ba, may threat ba, pero
Right.
Tsaka legally approved na siya eh.
Yeah, and
Yun
they
ang
got
nakakalungkot.
confirmation pa talaga, like a few days prior to the actual event date. Talagang nag-confirm, okay, like what you were saying, Ms. Rica, na, okay na ha, everything is set in place.
Planchado na.
Legally, yeah, we set all the meetings and took care of everything. So despite having that kind of confirmation twice, the night before you get something like this. And I think the reason that they gave also, because the reason that was cited by the Gyeonggi Tourism Organization was a safety and security concern, because that area, Paju, is near the DMZ line. So they were citing, okay, there could be some dangers, North Korea being so close, and we're concerned about everyone's safety.
Sure.
But there were other events that were taking place in the same area, and tourists frequent that place, the DMZ line, and none of these things were affected. And so I think it's reasonable naman na given all of those things, we can conclude that this was maybe leaning more towards like a religious intolerance issue, and it's
Yeah.
not the first time that we have experienced something like this. But I think also Shincheonji Church of Jesus is also in a position where, hey, we're not gonna take this lying down anymore, because
Parang lagi na lang ba nating pinapaano,
Exactly.
diba? Pinapalipas.
Oo.
Parang ngayon, okay, we have to
Yeah.
do something about this. And just to share my experience, dahil iyakin ako, Miss Rica. I mean, literally, I cried when, kasi we were gonna talk about the event, yung gagawin the next day, because I was there to cover for Vantage Point Media, by the way. And to see the hardworking Korean staff na alam mong months they've prepared for this, biglang pagpasok nung isang isang kasama natin, parang syempre he was speaking in Korean and I was looking at everyone's mood, biglang nagbaksakan na lang and my jaw dropped. And then Sam told me and I cried for everybody. I felt so bad, especially kasi coming from the peace convention last year, and I've seen how they work. I mean, amazing dedication and commitment. So imagine mo, parang biglang nawala na lang sa isang iglap. You know, so, and I hope, like, I really hope somebody gives us a better explanation, because I'm not buying that one. I seriously am not. I feel like this is religious oppression. Ayan. Kailangan natin, we need to make noise. This is not fair.
Yeah, no, and I mean, we have been actively releasing, statements by the church. The last thing I saw was 2 of the major dailies. We have statements released in the newspaper now. Just so, again, just because you go to a certain church doesn't make you a second-class citizen in your own country. Religious freedom is a human right, and we are all entitled to believe what we believe. So, we're fighting for our rights here, as we should, I think. It will be interesting to see how, like, everything, plays out after this. Because I don't know if it's happened on this grand a scale. Because, Shincheonji Church of Jesus is pretty persecuted in some parts of the world, especially Korea. And so there have been, events like this, but
parang
again,
this is not the first.
Like remember when you were just talking about in that room where we were discussing the shoot that was supposed to take place the next day, and then they got the news that ito nga yung nangyari, na-cancel yung venue. While everyone was of course very sad about it, they weren't shocked. Was what we noticed. Like, oh wow, because you kind of get used to it, I suppose. Which is not a good thing at all. But that is the situation over there. And things need to change.
I mean, tama eh. We can't just keep getting used to it, diba? Parang, hey, this is not proper. Something should be done. Diba? And I guess siguro naman sa laki ng sa dami ba ng church members natin? I'm sure may magaling tayong doon. May magaling na team, diba?
Oh, I'm sure. And I don't think, of course, I'm sure the graduation would have been absolutely amazing if everything took place as planned in this open venue with everybody who was supposed to be there together.
And the weather was perfect.
But I think also seeing how the members of the church and the people who were organizing this were able to pivot that quickly, move to a different venue, and still put on this graduation ceremony that was by all means super organized and festive, and just, the spirit was still there. It was so impressive to see. And in a way, again, as unfortunate as the cancellation was, it made me like prouder. Right?
How can we pull something off, diba?
Like how many organizations are able to do this overnight? Like it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was just, watching dun sa online, and, watching online, it's really amazing kasi doing events, like for a few years now.
Ang hirap din.
Sobrang hirap talaga na mag-plan ng event. Dito pa nga lang, di ba, yung largest that we had is like 2K sa PICC. It's so hard to arrange everything, logistics, transportation, food, even yung manpower, di ba? But to be able to transport, how far is yung original venue sa Chungju?
Oo nga.
You know what? Don't quote me on this. I do not live in the country and I'm very poor with geography, but I would think it is about 2 hours
from the park to,
because I remember maybe even more, because I remember when we were gonna go to the new venue, we were already like quite central. We were in Seoul, and it took us about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It would have been longer, I think.
I would peg further.
I would
further
peg it at like
north.
3-4 hours, something like that. Just imagine like all the the inconvenience that was caused to, again, 30,000 graduates who flew in for the event.
Nabago ang IT nila for sure.
1,000 of them religious leaders. just imagine like getting the news like, what? We flew all the way here for this event and suddenly we cannot do it.
Sana they
The
don't
way it was
overlook
planned.
at it, no, this time. I hope the government does something about it, because 30,000 people flying from different parts of the world is no joke.
No, and the financial loss too,
Yeah.
you know, that went into the event. There has to be some kind of compensation that has
I
to be
need
given.
an explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope that the government will, yun naman yung
Look
gusto
into
natin,
it,
will
oo.
really look into it when, be accountable for what happened. Kasi I've heard na, aside from, of course, the time, the inconvenience, the financial resources na nasayang, diba? Yung mga itinerary na nagbago, maybe yung iba, kailangan pang mag-book sa ibang hotel.
Oh yeah, for
Diba?
sure. Oo.
So it's hard, I heard also from some graduates from the Philippines na they although of course they had fun, pero it's hard. Iniisip ko pa lang na being in an unfamiliar place, tapos kinailangan mo na mag-change ng venue. So it's really gonna be hard, and it's hard. It's really heartbreaking to see. When I was reading the statement, yung tono ng statement is like, yung kagaya ng sabi nyo nga na, hindi na siya dapat palipasin. We have to do something. And if the government doesn't really do something about this, we have to take it to the streets. Yun yung exact wording, di ba? We will take it to the streets. Diba? So, naalala ko tuloy yung Huelga days ko. Activista days
In
ko.
case you didn't know.
I'm just wondering if anything similar like that ever happened here in our country. Parang di no?
To any organization, you mean?
O parang any religious organizations, parang wala pa. So parang I feel like we've been parang sinisingle out.
Right. I think there definitely is a sense of that. And, the Constitution of Korea also states that there should be a separation between church and state, which we feel like, okay, I think
It's happened
that's
one too many
not
times
quite,
naman.
yeah, what happened here.
Yes. Kasi dito sa Philippines, even though we have, religious wars or conflicts in place, magbatuan sila ng kung anong gusto nilang sabihin. Pero hindi talaga dapat nakikialam yung
Gobyerno.
government. It's a private thing, away nyo yan. Pero hindi sila po pwedeng makialam na yung kagaya nun na bigla mo na lang ika-cancel out. Kung gusto nilang magwelga dyan or mag-rally dyan, bala sila, diba? Kung tutol yung isang group sa ginagawa ng isang group, malaya silang
So magsimula na tayo ng welga?
I want to make it very clear that is not what we desire either, right? I mean, here we are.
We're peace-loving people.
Exactly. But I think it's just a reflection of the things that have happened in the past. And now this, and you're right. Again, the sentiment that keeps coming up is we can't just keep taking this.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get used to this. We're not doing anything wrong. This Zion Christian Mission Center is a center that offers free Bible education. Whatever religion you come from, it doesn't matter. Anyone who is curious about the Bible is welcome. Everyone needs to go through an 8-month course study. And then if you'd like to enter the church, which is Shincheonji Church of Jesus, then you can do that.
Yes.
We're just offering free education on the Bible. And as someone who has taken this, and you have as well, this is absolutely life-changing. It is the best thing that happened to my faith life.
Yeah, appear.
And the numbers speak for themselves. This is, again, our 4th year of having over 100,000 people from all over the world, basically agreeing.
Parang feeling ko next year 120,000 strong tayo.
I'd be surprised. I do believe that it is going to keep growing. And, we are going to do annual graduations. We're not going to stop that. And
there you go.
I guess that's where the stern warning from us is also coming from. Na parang, hey, we're not going to stop and you guys can't keep doing this.
Yes, and according to the Bible din naman, di ba? Na when someone opposes, something, If it's God's will, di ba, magtutuloy yun kahit anong mangyari. But if it's not God's will, hindi siya magtutuloy. I just forgot the verse, I'm sorry.
Si Gamaliel, who was the teacher of Apostle
yeah.
Paul, right?
Diba?
And this was like when Jesus was doing his thing at the time of first coming, and the disciples, like, when that whole movement was happening, he was like, you know what? If that is of God, then no one's gonna be able to stop it.
Yeah.
So just let them do their thing.
So cue music. Nothing's gonna stop us. Diba?
Diba? Yeah. And I 100% believe that. Like, over time, people will see where we are coming from. But we do feel the need to speak up at this point.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I agree. And mental block ako, nakalimutan ko. I'm so sorry. I was gonna say na knowing Korean, yung setting sa Korea also. A lot of Filipinos are into the, K-pop, K-drama craze, pero we are also aware na even sa mga K-pop fans, parang ang intense ng mga away ng mga fans.
Oh, like the mga fandoms?
Yung mga fandoms. Tapos pagka may naging issue yung isang K-pop star, kahit na minsan hindi totoo, pero kapag nabahiran na, di ba?
Ang intense nila.
Ang intense talaga. So, I'm not really surprised na ganon ka-intense yung...
You know what? That's a thought I had then also. Parang when all of this happened, and I was like, wow, this is really happening. Because luckily, this whole K-wave is such a well-loved phenomenon, not only here in the Philippines, but in many countries around the world. And so to have something like this happen in a country where, all of this cultural stuff is coming out, and again, that is so well-loved. But then on the flip side, we have something like this, which was quite sad for me to think about. But yeah, but I do believe it will change.
But I do believe something great's gonna happen from all of this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to keep talking about it. Diba? Like the whole world has to see what happened.
Yeah. And I think that's also one of the things. So again, like what Tina was saying earlier, she was there not to attend the event only, but to do a coverage on behalf of Vantage Media, right? So next Tuesday, you guys are gonna air that material, I believe.
Oh my gosh, wala ako next Tuesday kasi nahihiya ako. Hindi ko alam, baka hindi ako makapasa kami si Angel.
No, Tina did great. She was there to cover the event.
Ang hirap magsalita ng malamig, ha? Miss Rica?
Yes, you overcame the cold as well, because we were there very early in the morning and it would get very, very chilly.
Yeah.
But yes, please
Alam
look
mo,
forward to
ang
that.
isa sa mga favorite parts ko nung shoot, Miss Rica, nakita kasi nila talaga nanginginig ako.
I think one of the things that I would like to echo, of the things that the chairman said, was I hope the media would give this stuff more attention.
Oh, yeah.
I would also like to personally call on my friends who are in the media, because I feel like, if something like religious intolerance or oppression can happen in one country,
then it sure has happened.
Yeah, like we can easily dismiss that as like, well, it's not happening here, so it's not going to affect me. But I think as people in the media, we should care more about these things, because it could very well, happen here as well.
And an event this big of a scale talaga eh. Dapat kapansin-pansin naman talaga siya, Miss Sam. And I really hope, again, we're calling all our media friends out there to sort of look into this, help us out, in my heart, this deserves attention.
Yeah, and we'd love to be there to talk more about it if you'll have us. So I am
Ako naman ang
inviting
BTS
myself.
ha. Ako ang BTS, ikaw naman yung front.
Yes, I'm inviting myself to your shows.
Sino bang mag-refuse kay Miss Sam?
Oh my
Oo
God.
nga, diba?
Christina.
Grabe.
But sincerely, yes, we'd love to just shed more light on
Yes.
things like this happening in the religious world.
Yes. I also saw in the statement na, and I know na nakasulat na rin ako ng article about this before, na yung isang agency sa US is nasama din itong issue na ito.
I think it was the
Pandemic
U.S.
pa.
State Department, was it? No,
Yeah.
is it?
Let me check.
According to the statement that we released, yes, it was the
Yes.
US State Department.
Kasi nabasa ko na rin yun before na during the pandemic, they were writing a white paper or, an article about the religious persecutions that occurred related to the pandemic. And then, meron din doon na nirefuse din ng Korean government na magpatayo ng isang mosque.
Oh,
So,
wow.
diba? It's not something that just happens in one church or in one denomination, but even in other faith like backgrounds, which is hindi naman dapat kasi democratic country eh. Unless yung isang bansa is theocratic siya na kung ano yung religion namin, ito na yung batas. Diba? There are countries like that. Pero to refuse the citizens, bakit hindi sila pwedeng maging Muslim kung
Right.
Korean sila? Parang ganun yung dating na,
Right.
it's not really proper.
As long as naman, you comply with all the legal requirements, again, which we did, Shincheonji Church of Jesus did, you're right. Because religious freedom is a human right that is afforded in a democratic country to everyone.
Yes, that's right. Here in the Philippines, siguro, kasi when I was checking also, yung intensity ng persecution, it's really different in Korea. Kasi, for example, during the pandemic, there were some people who are really discriminated in the workplace, tinatapunan ng kape, mga ganon.
K-drama ba?
K-drama talaga, K-drama levels yung mga nabasa ko before. Tapos yung meron pang na domestic abuse ng asawa.
Oh, right.
Diba? Yung mga ganong levels. So parang ang hirap. I wonder kung dito sa Philippines ay may naging ganong sitwasyon na. Pero wala pa namang na-report na sobrang intense. Pero actually, meron akong friend na nag-aral na din. During that time na nag-aral siya, as in, nag-away sila ng tatay niya na tinutukan siya ng itak. Ganon.
Wow, I was not expecting itak. Of all things, talaga.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Baka hindi itak, baka kutsilyo. Basta
Wow.
Basta
Deadly weapon na lang. May deadly weapon involved.
yung ganong levels na, parang ang lungkot lang. I mean, ako rin naman, nagkaaway din kami ng tatay ko before when I had to convert from being a Catholic to being a born again. Pero hindi naman kami umabot sa puntong
Itakan.
Thank goodness.
Wow.
Thank goodness.
yung ganon.
Yeah.
Pero ang hirap lang na nandun ka sa ganong sitwasyon na, di ba, na imbis na tanungin, bakit ka nagpa-convert or bakit ka naniniwala sa ganito, pero, magagalit o unahan ng galit. Ang hirap lang mapunta sa ganong sitwasyon. So, I really can't imagine gaano na lang yung faith nila to be able to hold on despite of, these things that are happening.
Yeah. And I think particularly with Shincheonji Church of Jesus, because what we are preaching to the world right now and inviting people to listen to, what we are seeing is that the events that are prophesied in the book of Revelation, in the four Gospels, in the New Testament, for a certain time in God's plan, it's already happening, right? These prophecies are now fulfilling. We can only know this when there is a testimony. And these things can be very new to people, and you can see how maybe some people can resist that. I get it. Which is why always the invitation of Shincheonji Church of Jesus is to please listen. That's why we
Come and
do
hear.
so many of these seminars that are not only done in Korea, but we always live stream this stuff. It's interpreted into many, many different languages because we believe that, yes, this is the testimony that every believer has to hear. And then discern for yourself. No one is being force-fed this stuff, making that reference back to like the food that's being sold. We're not force-feeding this to anybody. Because at the end of the day, like again, it's a very personal decision you have to make for yourself. No one can make this decision for you, but please hear it out. Because what we're saying is that the stuff that could not be understood for literally something like 2,000 years is now opened and it is now being explained.
Because someone has seen and heard.
Yeah, and that's all biblical. That's all biblical. So please verify this stuff, which is why we're also having seminars here in the Philippines. I believe there's one on the 17th at 9:30 a.m. in Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, ng Pasig.
Ng Pasig.
Sorry.
PLP.
Yeah.
oo.
And other parts of the world, of the Philippines as well. And the details for that you can check on the New Heaven, New Earth Philippines Facebook page. Hopefully there's one happening near you. But again, if the on-site seminar is not accessible, then you can go online because we always make these things available online.
So on
Please
YouTube,
check.
it's posted. O, diba? Tama. Lahat ng di nyo mapapanood na live, lahat po yan ipopost namin sa aming Facebook page, YouTube page, lahat ng
Yeah.
aming social media pages.
Ayun. And so again, even if after you hear the stuff out and you find that, okay, I don't think this is for me, then we really can't do anything about
oo.
that.
Wala namang pursahan po. Hindi naman po namin ipipilit sa inyo.
Ayun.
Ayun.
So,
I believe we have the QR code. Can we flash the QR
Ooh,
code?
scan it.
Ayan, so that the audience can scan the QR code.
So will this take you to a registration form?
Yes.
Okay.
Ayan. So, especially for those na interested mag-on-site, yung nabanggit niyo po kanina sa PLP. Again, that's on November 17.
Yep,
Tama po?
9:30 a.m.
ayan na ang QR code, Miss
maganda.
Rica. Yay!
Ayan. So, saktong-sakto kasi Sunday. Diba? Sunday
Yes,
siya.
correct.
So, you can treat it na church day, regular church day. You know, you can listen to the word. You can even invite your friends, your family. And then why not mag-bonding kayo after that? Diba?
Oh, ayan, it works!
Ooh, you did it.
Napakadali
Okay.
po. Just focus your phone on the QR code and lalabas na po yung event registration form. Ayan, napakadali.
So again, the series of events will take place within November 10 to November 17. And I saw the other places, meron din sa Cavite, sa Iloilo, in Negros, Davao. Iba nga sa resort pa sana. Oh, charot. Maganda rin sa PLP. I've been to PLP, yung sa auditorium.
Malamig sa PLP.
Oh, good info.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, malamig
Sobrang
po.
malamig. So magdala kayo ng jacket.
Alright.
Yan, pasalamatan natin pala yung mga staff po sa PLP. Maraming pong salamat for allowing us to do this. Napakaganda ng auditorium nila, Miss Sam.
I'm excited, yes, because I'll be there on the 17th. And then, after this seminar, or even maybe now, after having heard this discussion, if the Bible study interests you, then again, everyone is welcome to sign up. The course is about 6 to 8 months long, and you do 3 levels of study: introductory, intermediate, advanced. The ultimate goal, of course, being able to understand the book of Revelation, which is a book of prophecy for our time. And it is so helpful to your faith life. I believe that, if you are in the Christian faith, then the scripture that we have is the Bible, and understanding it can only level up your faith life.
And Bible-based talaga tayo.
Yeah.
Bible-based
And
talaga tayo.
this is absolutely free. You can sign up on the Zion Christian Mission Center Facebook page. Please look for that one.
Ang dami nating choices, Miss Sam.
I know.
Diba? Wala talaga kung gusto, may paraan. Ayan po. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays po ang classes. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays as well.
Yeah.
Meron
3 times a
tayong
week.
10, 7, and 9 p.m. And then, meron din po tayong tinatawag na self-paced study.
Yeah.
Kung kunyari, piloto ka, yung schedule mo erratic, artista ka, lagi ka may shoot, diba? O pwede ka lang pumunta sa isang portal and then you just watch the videos at your own pace. Yun nga lang, mas matagal ng konti pag hindi mo gagawin araw-araw. Tsaka,
It takes some discipline.
yan, isa pa. Oo, disiplina po talaga ang kailangan pag self-paced study. Yeah.
Kaya-kaya nila yan kapag ginusto. Kasi nga yung K-drama, di ba?
That's so true.
Ay, nako,
That's so
diba?
true. Yeah.
Nako, I'm guilty tinapos ko ang Crash Landing on You. Dalawang araw ata. Diba? So, ano ba itong naman tayo, mag-alat naman po tayo ng time para sa Biblia, diba?
Yep,
Kasi
yep.
gusto ni God yan. Iba-bless tayo.
Tama. So, actually, kahit nga nung nag-guest kasi, sorry. I forgot.
Mental
Ang haba
block.
kasi ng pangalan niya eh. Si Maharaj Pandey.
Oh, yes.
Pandey. So, sabi niya na it's very important. So, he encouraged the people to really study yung scriptures that are available to us. Kaya nga even kami, di ba, pinag-aaralan namin yung Hindu teachings, and then pinag-aaralan nila yung Bible, and you would actually be really surprised na ang daming mga commonalities and ang daming mga mindset na makakatulong din talaga sa faith life, sa personal growth ng tao. So sabi niya, naalala ko yung sabi niya na wala namang religion na nagtuturo ng mali. Diba? Wala namang religion magtuturo sa'yo na pumatay ganito, ganyan. Lahat ng religion, tuturuan ka na gumawa ka ng mabuti, gumawa ka ng maganda, you know. So it's very important. It's a way of life that we have. Yeah. So, ayun, I really hope na everyone, especially mga audience natin, yung mga nagko-comment dito. Na,
Ay, oo nga, mag-ano ka muna, Miss Shoutout ka
say
muna, Miss.
hi.
Yes, Miss
batiin
Rica, go.
Ayan. Hi, Tita Carrie, ang ating avid na audience, si Tita Carrie.
Tita Carrie, talagang parang every Tuesdays.
May book pa tayong utang sa kanya.
Oy, naku! Anong book?
Book ni Arky.
Ay, book ni Arky. Oo, kausap ko si Architect Alfred.
Ayan,
Hi, Architect
hi.
Alfred.
Ayan.
Ayan.
So, sabi niya, go therefore into the world and voice it out peacefully. Ayan. Hello din po kay Tita Nelly. Hello po, Tita Nelly Garcia. Ayan. So, nakikinig sila sa atin ngayon. Miss Diana, okay, sabi niya, if God is for us, who can be against us? Definitely God is for us and with us because nothing stop SEJ, sabi niya po. Ayan, si Teacher Harold Falarcuna is also watching with us. Miss Lovely, Miss Angelica, Miss Jen Rose, peace is love, sabi niya yan. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And of course, binabati natin yung mga kasama natin sa office in Cavite. Of course, they're also watching. Ayan. So,
Hi, everybody.
ayun.
Sino
So,
pa?
it's a really nice, you know, discussion kasi it's something personal to talk about one's faith. And before we, you know, wrap up, are there other things that you would like to share or give a message to the audience?
You know, I mean, of course, this is a conversation that we wish we didn't have to have, right? Talking about a venue cancellation for what is a milestone annual event for Zion Christian Mission Center, but it happened, and I think there are some good things that came out of it personally for me. Again, you know, it made me just look in admiration again at just, you know, how the people in this church work, how the spirit of not giving up, just the strength, you know, that we have as a church.
The discipline.
Oh my gosh, so much discipline.
Sobrang detail-oriented and
Yes.
discipline talaga.
I've never seen anything like it, Miss Rica. I have never seen anything like it. And you're right. Di ba nahirapan tayo sa Peace Convention and how many guests did we have? What, less than 3,000? Imagine having more than 110,000. Diba? Also, okay, so we didn't have that, the original plan of having 110,000 gather, but the fact that we had how many in the church? 50? 30?
30,000.
And it's just fascinating to see even the way people lined up and the volunteers, the way they greeted the students, you know,
Parang walang nangyari.
Ay, oo. Talagang ano pa rin sila, parang full of love and enthusiasm and just yung discipline nila from every corner. As in, even, ano ba yung pag-welcome lang, di ba? Ng mga papasok ng temple and then yung pag-welcome nila as you go inside. Even yung pag-exit, merong strategy. Ibang level.
Yeah, it's not easy kasi to, you know, exit that many people.
That's true.
To avoid, you know,
It was so
stampede.
organized,
It was
no?
super,
Lalo na nung
super.
palabas. Papasok at palabas. Imagine mo, napagod ka na, buong araw ka na nandun. Pero palabas pa rin, organized. And the way even the buses, no? The way they were, yung strategic parking sila. As in talagang nakakatuwang isipin na, wow, kaya pala ng ganitong kaayos. Diba?
And everyone, I think, had that, no one was complaining.
Oh, isa pa yan. Oo.
I mean, you know, to do something like this is really an all-day affair. In not very comfortable situations sometimes, but I think everyone was just so happy to be celebrating the graduation, being part of the graduation, even through the long hours. And again, because it's the fall, at some points in the day it's cold, at some points it's hot.
Mainit, oo. Uminit at
And then,
one
you know,
point.
we had some graduates who really just had to be under the sun kasi yung seating kulang. But at the end of it all, nobody was complaining or grumbling. Everyone just understood that, you know what, this is the task, this is the event, and we're just gonna get it done.
Yeah.
And again, sobrang nakaka-proud din, even after everything that happened. Yeah.
Oo.
Meron ako naisip na follow-up question
What's
before
that?
we end. You mentioned that you studied and it changed your, faith life. Was there like a specific lesson or key takeaway na talagang parang everything turned around for you?
Do you want to go?
Kung
Ikaw
naalala niyo
muna.
I think for me, I was agnostic most of my life. And so when I started turning to God and then, getting into this relationship and wanting a faith life, I really was looking for answers. Like, I didn't want to base it on feelings. I didn't want it to be vague or, just for the comfort of it. Although that was all very part of it, I also felt like there has to be a reason. Like, there has to be a logic for doing all this. Kasi parang kung comfort lang din, parang hindi siya ganun ka-meaningful. Parang ganun. And then, I was led to this Bible study, and then after having heard everything, things definitely started to make sense. Like, there was logic to all this. There had to be. But then the thing is, you don't find that everywhere. But this Bible study at Zion Christian Mission Center will help you understand God's plan in the entire Bible, how it even relates to us today. And it's absolutely essential that you hear this if you're a believer. And again, the decision is yours after that. But yeah, also knowing that God desires a faith that is based on knowledge and not a blind one. It's what God wants for us too. So I hope that, we can all have that heart that seeks knowledge and a faith that is based on knowledge.
Amen. Amen. Napakaganda po kasi talaga. Very systematic ang pagtuturo sa Zion Christian Mission Center. And I think my favorite part is talaga hindi po ako nahiyang magtanong. Kasi kada ako may tanong, talagang ibabalik sa Bible ang answers. And Sam, you're right, I mean, we, for the most part, I thought being a good person is enough. Hindi po natin, hindi pa po standard ni God yan. Standard po nating mga tao yan. So we really need to look into the Bible to see what God's standards are, and I guess talagang yung plan ni God. Yeah. And being in this graduation, this scale, hindi po kaya ng tao. Hindi po talaga kaya siya ng tao.
Fourth year na. Yeah. And actually, there are highlight videos every time we do something like this. And in the highlight video that I saw, talagang you can see the progression. From the first
Paglaki,
ever
oh my gosh,
graduation to today. And oh my gosh, the growth is mind-blowing. And you're right. It's like, okay, people can only do so much. But again, may limit kasi pag tao. But because, again, we are part of this church and we believe that God is truly working here. Wow. Like, that also is proof for me na parang, you know what, this is not man's work.
Vessels lang talaga tayo. Oo, vessels lang po talaga tayo. I mean, this is all God's work. It's just amazing.
Amazing. It's really amazing. The numbers itself,
Yes.
diba, speaks volumes. 111,000.
Yeah.
628.
It's the largest in the world. Every
Watch
year.
out next year, guys. Ay, ganun
Yeah.
It's not easy even in seminaries. May na-receive ako ng mga kwento before ng like previous na mga nag-seminaries. They would go in like yung malaki na yung 50, ganyan, 30. Tapos yung mag-graduate is konti lang talaga kasi it takes so much to commit to a calling.
Right.
Pero ang maganda dito is yung kagaya ng sinabi niyo, free siya, 'di ba? Whereas, studying it's not accessible to everyone, especially if magse-seminary is may tuition and then it takes years. It's not for everyone. Even nung ginusto ko mag-Bible school, it's a lot of resources are needed.
Yeah, oo.
Time.
Yeah.
Pero this one is
Provided
more
for
accessible.
free. Yeah.
Free, ganyan. Flexible pa yung time.
Yes.
Diba? So what more can we ask for?
Yeah, and we don't say that to put any of that stuff down. It's just we're making it known that this option is available for you if you would like it. And that's it.
And again, Miss Sam, let's invite them to the the seminars this coming
On
November
the
17th.
Yes. The one in Manila, which will be happening in the Pamantasan ng Luzon ng Pasig on the 17th at 9:30 a.m. That's the one in Manila. But there will be different seminars happening in different parts of the Philippines from the 10th to the 17th. You can look at the details at the New Heaven, New Earth Philippines Facebook page. We'd love to see you. And if you can't make it physically, then I'm sure you can join us online as well. We had a QR code earlier, but the Facebook page is, 24/7. So we'll see you on there.
Ayun. Thank you so much, Miss Sam. And Miss Tina, do you have...
Kasi medyo naninervyos na ako dun sa outcome nung footage.
Next week, please.
Pagpasensya niyo na po.
tune in.
At least katotoo po yung pangarap ko maging field reporter for one day. Hindi ko na po siya ulitin.
No, she did
madali.
great.
Oh my
Tina did
gosh.
great.
No,
She
I mean,
talked to all kinds
we're
of
excited.
people. Yeah.
it's not an easy task, believe me, but like having Sam there, like hello, parang yung support system, hindi ko talaga kakayanan kung si Miss Sam wala doon.
It was so fun, and I feel like we were so blessed to be able to do that, and we'd love for you to watch it.
Yes,
next
and,
Tuesday.
Our Korean friends from SMV, shout out, anyong sayo. They're just so kind people. Oo.
Ayun. So, thank you so much again, Miss Sam,
Thank
for
you.
being with us here in this program. And
Of course, Vantage Point Media. Thank you for allowing me to represent.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Vantage
Thank you, Vantage Point.
Thank you for all this, us being here, doing this show, everything. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I'm really looking forward to the special coverage of Miss Tina. So, again, abangan nyo yan next Tuesday here, exclusive on Vantage Point Media. All right. So again, thank you to our viewers, to our audiences. And this is Voice of Peace. Catch us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is Rica Feliciano, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Sabay tayo sa biyahe ng BTS. Kung arangkada buong bayan